What's up, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to increase the odds of success inside of a sales conversation. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back. As always, so grateful for your time and your attention. In today's video, I want to tell you how to increase your odds of success in a sales environment, in a sales conversation. So I got 4 points for you today. This is going to be a shorter video, but this should help you in every sales conversation that you have, okay? So number one is you want to create a memorable and strong first impression. It's very important that you're friendly, that you're warm, that you find common interest and common ground. You build rapport with your leads or with your sales. If you are just dry, bland, it's not enjoyable to talk to you, you're starting off on the wrong foot. So immediately you want to start off, you want them to enjoy having a conversation with you. Be a cool person, right? Find common ground. If they're from a town that you know something about, share what you know. If they've got kids and you've got kids, talk about your kids, right? However you can find common ground, do it. Okay, so number two, listen well and prove it. Okay, so you want to listen well and you want to prove it. So what that means is, number one, we actually listen to what they have to say. So this is, by the way, all a sales conversation is you asking questions to discover the needs of your prospect. What do they need? What are they looking for? So we listen really well, really intently, and then we prove that we listened. Okay, so just to recap, just to make sure that I'm clear on this, it sounds like you're looking for this. It sounds like this is really important to you because of this. It sounds like this is what your budget looks like and this is when you need it by. Did I miss anything? Is that correct? You want to prove that you listened to them and that you heard everything that they had to say. And they're going to be like, yeah, that's exactly right. Every time that you do something like this, you stack more wins in your favor, okay? So number three, I love this one. Play good cop, bad cop. This is easier to do when you have a salesperson and you're the owner of the business. It's a little bit harder when you're the owner and the salesperson, but you can still do it. So essentially what you want to do is you want the salesperson to always be on the prospect's team, that you're always lobbying for them to get a better deal. You're always lobbying for us to put a deal together. Hey, I'm going to go to bat for you. Hey, I'm going to talk to the owner. Like I was actually visiting with my salesperson this morning. She was saying that there's lots of leads that maybe the deal was just a little bit too expensive or it was a little bit outside their budget. And so I was like, hey, play good cop, bad cop. Say, hey, if you don't mind me asking, what is your budget? You know, I might be able to work something out. I might be able to go to the owner and kind of let him know what your budget is, and we might be able to wiggle a little bit on this, or we may be able to pivot to another product that's very similar and hit your budget. What is that budget? Make it so that as the salesperson, you are on their team. You want them to win. You want them to get what they want at the price that they want. But it's really important that you work that good cop, bad cop to its fullest, okay? So if you're an owner and you are the salesperson as well, one of the ways that you can work this good cop, bad cop out is basically like, hey, listen, right now we're really trying to hit some sales targets. You know, I really want to work this deal out for you. It seems like you're really interested. Let me know where we need to be to make this work. I might be able to see if I can go to my suppliers and maybe buy something in bulk, or I might be able to save some money here. Let me know where you need to be, and then you can almost use your suppliers as the bad cop. So you're good cop, suppliers are bad cop. If you're the owner, you got a salesperson, let your salesperson be the good cop, you be the bad cop, right? Basically where, hey, I'm going to go fight on your behalf. You know, the owner wants to sell it for this, but you know, if I can go to him and I can tell him where you're at, I might be able to pull him a little bit here or there, right? So you want to basically paint this picture where it's like, hey, I'm on your team. I want to put this deal together for you, okay? So that's number three. Number four, you want to allow them to feel like they've won. Okay, so this was something that back when I was 22, 23 years old, was fresh out of college, I moved to Texas to marry my wife, and my first job that I ever got was selling cars. And I was pretty good at selling cars, but I hated it. But I learned a lot there while I was there. And so one of the things that I learned was that a good deal is a feeling. So you need to do something to allow them to feel like they've won, or to allow them to feel like they got something that not everybody else gets. So if you wiggle a little bit on the price, or you throw in something, fast track their order, you can do these little small things here or there, but you want them to feel like they got one over on you. Right? I know that sounds funny, but if you're like, hey, where do you need to be? And they're like, hey, I'll need to be at $3,000, and you're like, done, sounds great. Well, they're almost going to be apprehensive of like, why are you so quick to give me a deal for $3,000 when you were trying to sell it to me for $3,600, right? It almost takes trust away from the conversation. But if you know that you can do it for $3,000 and you're trying to sell it for $3,600, and they're like, hey, I need to be at $3,000. Okay, well, let me calculate my numbers. That's probably going to be a little bit tight for us, but let me calculate my numbers. Let me see if that's something that we can do. So even if you know that you can do it for $3,000, you come back and you say, this isn't something that we normally do, but right now it's the end of the month, or right now we're trying to push hard for our sales quota, or right now we're trying to expand and we're trying to grow, or hey, I really wanted to put this deal together. So like I said, this is not something that we normally do, but we can do $3,000. Do we have a deal at $3,000? You want them to feel like they won. You want them to feel like, man, they really stretched for me, or man, they really did something that was outside of the norm, right, to put this deal together for me. Like if they're like, hey, I'll do it for $3,500, but I've got to have it within 3 weeks, and you've got 5-week lead time, but you can bump them up to 3 weeks because your 3-week lead time customer doesn't need it till 5 weeks. You can swap them out. Say, I need to talk with my team. I need to see if it's something that I can do, but let me visit with them and I'll get right back to you. And then you get right back to them. You say, okay, so again, normally not something that we do, but in this unique circumstance, we can make this work for you. Is that okay? Do we got a deal? And you want them to feel like you've stretched, you've done something above and beyond to put the deal together for them. So again, quick recap on how to increase your odds of success inside of a sales environment. Number 1 is create a memorable and strong first impression. Number 2 is listen really well, improve that you've listened. Number 3 is play good cop, bad cop. Number 4 is allow your client to feel like they've won. So hopefully that was helpful. If it is, let me know in the comments below. If not, don't leave me any comments. I don't want to hear from you. But with that being said, love you guys. I appreciate your support. And just a quick reminder, we got some resources for you below. We got a free ebook. We got a course to get you beyond $10,000 per month. And then we have my higher level program if you're really wanting to scale your woodworking business, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 per month. So with that being said, love you. I'll see you in the next video.